This is my most recent Wisteria vine basket, and it's also the heaviest. It's not quite the biggest. This is one of the last ones I made as well. And you can see there's like 3 up there. That one in the middle is probably the biggest, but it's not as heavy because it doesn't have those really thick vines. And then there's one other one here down in the, that's smaller, a smaller hand basket, really quite light. They dry out a lot, so they're not quite as heavy once they dry out. But this one is still really heavy. And once they dehydrate, they're a little bit lighter. But once they dry out, they're also very, very strong. They don't. You can see how it's kind of twisted and became kind of boat shaped. It was rounder when I first started on it, but the force of the vines kind of pulls it in different directions. The more, theoretically, the more spokes you have, the rounder you can get it. But it also depends on how it pushes in different directions, and this one tended to go out towards a boat shape and wound up making more of an oblong as opposed to round shape. And it was really hard to weave at the end because I got the spokes so tight that they were hard to get in and out of. But you can see they're already drying up, and they get really hard, like they have a natural glue in them. The bark does, and you can see also, like, I use the inner pith for accent. Not as successful as using the bark, but if they don't break on me, then they're fine. I have to start over with them if they break, and that means they're too dried out, or they've got places in them that are kind of drier than others. So where there's branches coming off of it or something. You can see the insides of the baskets. They have a nice pattern in them, even though I work really fast and I work with a lot of irregularity. I still get a good even weave there, and they kind of do uniform kind of drying patterns, which are interesting. This small one is to me is nice. You see, that's my book, my bookcase. I had to relegate my books to outside, a lot of them, because they're on the porch, not outside. But mites had gotten into them, so they got a lot of dust. So anyway, so there's I haven't quit making pots. I just don't have set up here in Lumpkin. I'm going back to Douglas, so it'll be a while before I can make these wisteria ones. I don't have quite as much wisteria there, and it's really a kind of a fluke that I even started making these baskets again, because I don't really enjoy making baskets as much as pottery. But I tend to like the natural baskets a lot more than buying materials, and I like to see what I can do with what I find. And Douglas, there's going to be different materials, so I might not make baskets there. These I can get really good. The wisteria was so large here that I could get some really good large weaves that made it go faster. Where I could get more space there. You can see this smaller one has a smaller weave in some places, so that would take a little, almost as long as a large basket because of the size of the weavers. I've used a bunch of different things in different parts of the country, so this is just what I have in my yard here. All right, thank you.